Hello there. This is a very special Sunday indeed for fans of Living Your Best Life coaching, because not only am I joining you on my Facebook page, I'm also coming live to you on on YouTube as well. And I'm about to also go live on my Facebook group. So we're going to attempt to to multi-stream, to multitask to the multitask, multi-stream to the multitudes, let's say, to have a bit of fun, to create with joy, and team are getting excited about that. And yeah, have a bit of excitement, have a bit of fun, a bit of an experiment, and go live in several places at once. So I hope that you can join me. I'm a couple of minutes later than 8 p.m. than advertised, if you like, because getting the technology set up, and I am going to pop over and do that now as well. So if you're watching on replay, which many of you will be doing, trust that you will get exactly the guidance that you need. You'll have the experience that is perfect for you today or whenever you see this replay. And I've got a few card decks here. We're going to do some cards for the collective. You were on Zoom. I'm glad you're late. Thank you. Well, it's all by Perfect Divine Go Anytime, Julie. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Nice to see you there on YouTube. So before I forget and start chatting, I am going to go into the Facebook page and share into the group as well, so that we can go in there as well. So let me do that. So I was going to ask you something, Julie, and I forget what it is now. So it's true and important. I'll remember it in a minute. I won't distract myself. So let me share this into the group. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to see all the comments in the one place. That's the idea as well. So my soul likes to create with joy, likes to experiment and play. So it might be that we'll get a small, creme de la creme, a small exclusive group tonight, and that's okay, because it's all about having fun and trying new things, creating with joy. So let's go into the soul family. And just invite them to come and play as well and see how this works. So yeah, just a couple of minutes later till I got set up and things. So what was your Zoom that you were doing tonight? And then, yeah, let me do this and we'll get sharing to the audience as well, who's going to watch this on replay. So that was the other thing I was going to say, is that you always get the message that you need. We've got a few decks here. Julie's obviously here with me live, and there's other people joining live. So if you're here live and you want a message, you want some personal guidance, let me know, and we'll do that for you. And also there'll be cards for the collective. There'll be messages for the collective as well. So let me share this to the soul family, because they'll be wondering where I am. And that's what happens when I'm trying to go live in 3 places at once and a bit of technology. So I do need to do this one thing, because we need to do it from the page into the group. Whoops a daisy. It's a wee bit different tonight, so let us try this. So, and then I'll just tell you a little bit about that whilst people are gathering, whilst people are finding us. So I did do a trial run earlier on. So although I couldn't see myself at the time in the soul family, I could see it afterwards. So I'm hoping that because we're on StreamYard across all the platforms, that I'll see all the comments here. And if that doesn't work, then, we'll maybe try something else another day, or we'll do. So Julie's saying, trying to get next gen MEMS out there all over the country, mental health empowerment mentorship for children. Oh, that's wonderful. Simon Squibb is donating a book for each child. Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations, because I know that's something that's been a real big desire of yours for a long time, and you're making your dream come true, and sharing that positive ripple effect, and making dreams come true for the children, that you're mentoring, and who get to see your message. So that's really exciting. I'm very, very delighted for you. So, on that note, that's why we're doing something different today. That's why I'm experimenting and playing a little bit more. My soul loves to play, loves novelty, loves to create with joy. And I got told that years and years ago, actually, by Liv and Raf, who you and I met through that group, through the Believe online group, Julie. So it seems a long time since then, doesn't it? And it's quite a few years since we did that. And I remember being told at the time that, RAF gave us, at one point, our meaning and our purpose, and getting a huge yes for that. And that's the kind of thing that I help people with now as well. And he did say to me that, part of my reason for being is to spread joy, is to create with joy. And now also I use joy as a kind of code name, if you like, for God. We can obviously use interchangeably terms for getting a big yes for that, for God, for it to be, we can call it love, we can call it, universe, we can call him joy, whatever, spirit, whatever resonates with you, whatever fills your soul, and works for you. And sometimes it might be different on different days. So that's very much what, as I say, I've known that for years, and I've always liked playing and having fun and doing things in that sort of way. And this year I've really made it, more of a, what's the word I want to say? More of a strategy that, I've included things like that. And let me do that now as well, post that there. So mine was, so my soul speaks and heals others. Yes, I remember that. And only 4 people have this one. I'm one. So that's it, is recognizing how powerful we are, and that we are very, very unique and very rare, like rare gems, rare diamonds. So, we want to be able to appreciate that about ourselves, and we want to be able to share that with others, because that's part of our purpose, our why, our meaning, our reason for being, is to, choose love for us first, choose the things that fill our soul, and like you say, that your soul speaks and heals others. So, like, I can heal others through my voice. Like, yes, I do healing, and I also invite people. I'm a medium, I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, I'm all of these things, and I help people, connect with who they truly are, to reconnect with your meaning and purpose, to understand what it is that your soul came here to do, and that you're here to live life. We're here to live life and love in full expression. And that does contain the ups and downs. It contains a roller coaster. So if you've seen the new podcast episode that came out this week with Caitlin McDonald, and if you've seen any of the you might not have watched it yet, but you might have seen the posts for it and things like that. And the image that I chose to use was from me last Sunday, when I was it was a screenshot that I had taken when I was on Sudan Giesman's live, and it was like a tattoo of someone who they'd lost their son, I believe it was, but one of their son's sayings was like, buy the ticket, take the ride, kind of thing. And it's like, that's what we do when we come into this life. We buy the ticket, we decide, right, I want to go into this lifetime, this physical life, I want to come from non-physical into physical. I want to experience it all, the ups, the downs, the tough parts and the good parts. And the more that we realize, okay, well, you know this as well, Julie, that, the more that we realize we're here for fun, we're here for joy, we're here for love, we're here to experience it all. And that gets to be fun. It gets to be juicy. It gets to be, the hard parts get less and less, because we can smooth out those ups and downs, and we can let go of the need to suffer. We can let go of the need to have pain and all these sort of things. So, but that's sometimes it takes a lifetime for us to learn these things, and for us to be able to prioritize ourselves and go, actually, I'm powerful, or I'm, a powerful manifester. And, when I put less pressure on myself, when I create with ease and joy, and when I make fun a priority, and when I make doing the things that I love a priority, that's when life becomes easy. That's when life becomes good. That's how we smooth out the ups and downs, or the downward spirals that we sometimes get into, the loops and the overthinking, the overdoing, the overgiving. Oh, sorry. Went to kind of watch on Facebook as well, and I've put the sound on there. So it's interesting, because, as I say, we're trying to, we're doing different things to appear live in several places at once, and not everybody's energy can cope with that, or can ride that change, if you like, sort of thing. So, and we've got to understand that that's part of it. It's a bit of an experiment. It's a bit of a not a test, that's the wrong word, but like a try, like a, you know, try before you buy sort of thing. It's all a trial run. It's all a, yeah, an experiment, an adventure. And I was going to say something else, and it's gone. So it's obviously not that true and important. Yeah. So sometimes you think, right, oh, I'll reach more people, and you might reach less. But it's a case of, well, I've been showing up here probably for about, I want to say 10 years. It's probably more than that that I've been doing readings in some shape or form. You know, in this old family Facebook group. And initially, that was all. It was just like I used to pull cards, and I wasn't brave enough to actually, you know, I just used to pull the cards and get you to pick them. And then the next again day, I would, you know, post or later on or whatever, I would post the pictures and the meanings. And then we started going live and doing readings, and we would post, you know, cards afterwards and get people to choose them. And now it's like, so this year I've very consciously, not that I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater and doing, you know, everything new, but it's like, I'm loving YouTube. I'm loving life. So sometimes I'm not here on a Sunday evening. I used to always be. My routine was very much I went to mum's for dinner, and when I came back from there, I, you know, came live into this whole family Facebook group. I still love it, and I want you guys to feel included. I want you to come along for the ride with me and have fun with me and share the joy and still get your guidance and your messages. And what I was going to say earlier on, thank you team for bringing me back full circle, is that I, like as I say, I help you to get your own guidance. Like last week, if you remember, we were playing the sign game with our teams. And I don't know if you played it this week, Julie. Usually I often get a post from you, like you'll tag me in a post or you'll message me or something like that. And I know you did message me yesterday. I was out and about at a thing called FK Fest or Falkirk Fest. We have a local festival where it's all cover bands and stuff like that. So anyway, and I guess the reason why I'm telling you about that as well is that, so they're up on stage, you know, emulating their, thank you for the word emulate, that's a good one, emulating their heroes. So there was a guy who played, you know, in one part he played Robbie Williams, and then later on he came on with a band, and he was the lead singer of the Killers, Brandon Flowers, so he could, you know, morph between different identities, if you like. And we can morph and merge into our soul identity and bring through our guidance and bring through our higher self, our unseen team, and co-create with joy in that way. And so that's, you know, when I talk about being a medium and being a teacher and all these things, that's what I teach people to do, is to tap into their own gifts, tap into your own guidance, and tap into how to speak directly to your team, how to gain you know, guidance directly from your team. So things like the sign game are how we do that, and fun how we do that, and enjoy how we do that, and ease and flow and easy peasy lemon squeezy. So yeah, let me know if you did get any particular themes that ran through this week, or anything else that was fun for you this week, you know. And as I say, I'm setting the intention that more people will come and find us and join us. And even if they don't tonight, they'll catch it on replay, or, you know, they'll see the message in perfect divine timing for them. I'm wondering whether I can go on to really challenge myself and go into the group and tag some people in there as well. So let me attempt that. Now, how are we going to do this? So bear with me a second, Julie. I know that you know what I'm like. You're aware of what I you know, what I love to do. So you're aware of how my brain works and how we work. So give me a second. And actually, as I'm about to hop over to the group, something's came into my vision here. So I'm going to share this with you here. So it's from Esther Hicks, who, you know, I went to see a couple of Sundays ago, who channels Abraham Hicks and has been doing that. She's been doing that for years, and she does it in different ways as well. And she's always, you know, up for trying new things and technology and bringing on physical teams of people. So, so it says, in your action, you lose sight of the vision, you lose sight of your trust in the process, and just bang around in a sense of futility. Hold the vision and trust that the universe will acclimate to your vision, or acclimatise, it might be a better way to put it. Hold the vision and trust the process. And that's a wonderful reminder for us all, because it's what we were talking about earlier on today, wasn't it? When I did manage to message you back and give me a big yes for that. And it's no surprise that you're here with me, Julie, because we have been co-creating for years, as we say. And um, so I think you had said something to me about, oh, I've joined another course, I've signed up for yet another course. And I basically said that to you about kind of holding the vision and trusting the process and trusting in the power you've already got, trusting in that you have everything that you need already. And actually when you play, and so that's as I'm saying that, I'm like, well, you've inspired me and I inspired myself by giving you that little bit of guidance today by sort of saying, do something for the fun of it, do it for the hell of it, do it for the just sheer joy of it, and show it to yourself what's possible, and like, so you keep that bigger vision like you've got for your mentorship, and the kids that you want to support, that Simon Squibb is helping you to support. You keep that bigger vision, and then you say, right, well, does this help me achieve that bigger vision, or does this help me reach more people in different ways, whether you reach them live like I'm doing with you now, or whether like our message lands a day after, a month after, a year after, and that's exactly when that person needs to hear it and it's the right time for them, and then they get inspired to do something by hearing that message, and so on, and that's what has that beautiful ripple effect. So sometimes we have got to experiment and show up in different ways and try different things, and it helps us to gain discernment as well, to gain that clarity. And a lot of you in yesterday's post, you were it was like the word search thing where you choose the three things that jump out to you. You get your guidance that way, and a lot of you chose like joy, clarity, abundance, all these kind of things. So you gain clarity by trying new things. You gain clarity on what you do and don't want by experimenting and playing and all these sort of things. So, and still you hold your vision and you trust the process, and you say, right, okay, even if this doesn't appear to be working how I thought it might in the moment, you get the aha moment later, or you get the accolades later, you get the responses later on, or something like that, or you get the clarity and say, all right, okay, well, let's try it this way, or try something else. So, and you see how you can go beyond your limitations. You can open yourself up to possibilities, and the possibilities are boundless, the possibilities are endless. When you're in that kind of spirit of play and that co-creating with joy, which that's my intention for the year. I don't create resolutions at the new year, but I do like to have, to hold broad intentions, and that's how I like to go through life, and intentionally creating with joy and doing things that, as I say, feed my soul, and that help others to do the same, essentially. So, like when I do that, my intention is that everybody that I work with, or everybody who comes in contact with me, or who spends time with me, they get inspired to create with their soul as well, and to feed their soul and do the things that spark joy in them, and all of these things. So getting evangelical now. So let me go into the Soul family and see whether we can bring anybody on via there as well, because that's the whole point of coming onto YouTube and Facebook, and being in more than one place at one time, so that more people can join us and be part of the fun, be part of the joy. So let me see whether we can do that here. So let's do that. So bear with me a wee sec whilst we, as I say, have a little bit of an experiment here and see who else we can bring on. And who did we have last week as well? So yeah, what else are you up to? What else is in your vision, and what else are you? Because I know that's what you were saying earlier on, Julie, about that you needed to trust the process, that you needed to basically trust in yourself and take the leap, and that's what you weren't quite doing. So now that you're doing what you've been doing this evening with your Simon Squibb and all that, is there something else that is possible now? Is there new things that have opened up to you through doing that. So let's bring on a couple of um, the fans and the favourites and the top fans and our regulars, and see whether any of them can come and join us, whether that's on YouTube or whether that's on in the Soul family. We should see all the comments here. So new comments. What's a daisy? Hi, you're listening to me on Facebook. Oh, thank you, Carolyn, because now I can see that I can see a YouTube and Facebook. Woohoo! It's working. So I'm so pleased that you're joined us. Thank you. So thank you for that, Carolyn. So that's amazing. So let's do that now. So we'll trust that more people will come and find us and join us now. And thank you so much for commenting. Like, I'm excited that I can see both of the comments here on StreamYard, because that was the other reason why I wanted to do this. So we will get the readings going, and Carolyn, let us know. So I know that you had just posted earlier on, or you had just shared your. So I was talking to Julie there about the post that we did yesterday, where we were choosing the 3 words, and I think it was love, joy, and power that you chose, because I responded not that long ago, and saying we're talking about creating with joy, we're talking about having fun, and talking about making that our priority, and that's what we need to do more of in our life. So Julie's saying, I'm going Halifax Friday, having photo shoot. Oh, I love that. And business day for my belief coding. Staying in Huddersfield, never been in my life. Staying up Thursday till Sunday, and only 1 day training. Well, that's having fun. That's creating with joy, and that's like and putting yourself first to do that. So I love that. So Carolyn, have you got any examples of that? Oh, hi Geraldine, lovely to see you. Just joining for the second half, putting my hubby to bed. Oh, bless him. That sounds like a challenge. It sounds like he's either gone back to childhood or he's in his dotage. But I know that hi Marie, lovely to see you as well. This is good. Everybody's managing to come and find us now. So Geraldine's husband has had an operation. Was that just at the start? It was just on Monday, wasn't it? So we were going to be meeting up on Monday, and we've had to postpone it because Geraldine's gone back to her previous life, as it were, and nursing the husband. So it's nice everybody's gathering and joining us now. So, and we've been chatting away up until now, so we haven't actually done any reading. So you've just joined in perfect divine time. So the first card that I've got, and we're going to use a few different decks tonight, or you can choose a deck from the ones that we've got. So the first card that we've got is from the Art of Manifestation deck, and this is our kind of guide card for tonight. So let's see what we get, and that's day 5 post op hip replacement. Yeah, it was a hip replacement. I couldn't remember what the operation was, but I knew you had to go back to kind of your nursing days and your nursing techniques and strengths, and but like you said to me beforehand, it's a bit more challenging when it's your hubby rather than a patient that you can go and leave behind, kind of thing. A patient in the hospital that you do your shift and then you let them go and you go back to your day-to-day life, kind of thing. And then it's like, no, this is the day-to-day life, and it's a bit more challenging when they're not necessarily the most easiest of patients, I think you said. So the card that we've got, our guide card that we've got for this evening's messages, is independence. So it says, independence is a wonderful attribute, but if taken to an extreme, it can border on isolation. Sometimes if we have been hurt or let down or trapped in a codependent relationship, we lose faith in others and learn to only rely on ourselves. This card asks you to question this inner belief and to develop healthy interdependent relationships with an equality of both giving and receiving. And I'm smiling because the card that I got yesterday, so the other deck that we've got that we're going to use is one of the other decks that we're going to use is the Wisdom of the Oracle. And I received a card, not yesterday, Friday, in another group, and it was that deck that she had used, and it was the exchanging gifts card, and the message was all about giving and receiving. So obviously I need to receive this message as well, is that life needs to be a balance, like we were talking about there, about creating and joy and doing the things that we love and putting ourselves first. Even sometimes when we do that and when we're practicing that, we're still sometimes always we don't realise that that conscious like that we're doing it, but we're still sometimes always going, oh, well, I need to prove myself to that person, or I need to do this, or oh, I'm letting somebody down if I do that, or I'm being selfish, or hi, pretty, lovely to see you as well. And we're always trying to give to others, and we forget to receive. Or even when somebody gives you a compliment, or says something nice, we go, let's say someone goes, oh, that's a lovely dress, and then I'll go, oh yeah, it was a bargain, I got it from somewhere, like, rather than just going, thank you very much, yes, it is a lovely dress, well, thank you, yes, I do. Even like yesterday, I met a couple of friends, and they were at the festival we were at, and they were like, oh, you're looking great, and you've lost weight. And I was like, oh, no, absolutely haven't. And I should just have went, well, thanks, I'm looking great. You know what I mean? But it's like, we have this need to kind of brush it off rather than even just receive those small compliments. So, and where are you being hyper dependent or interdependent, and hyper independent rather? Or where have you believed that you have to do that you've always got to be worthy to somebody else? And so you're needing to get you need to have that balance of being able to receive or being able to rest, and get the hand up as it's showing you on the card. So we can all have tendencies around that, as I say, without even realizing that we're doing it. And it's also 24. And I am going to have a wee look at the guidebook as well, just to see what the additional extended message is, because there are additional messages in these ones. So we'll look at both. And we can touch on that, because that's the theme for the card. So we're going to get messages for you that, for all of you here, that are going to help you understand where you are maybe being a bit too independent, and then you need to give and receive a bit more, but get a balance. So before I get too excited, let me get the names in the frame, because we're, as I say, we're multi-streaming tonight. We're on different platforms, but the beauty of StreamYard is I can see all your different comments in the one place, which is amazing, which I am absolutely loving. So we've got Julie, we've got Geraldine, we've got Carolyn. So Carolyn was up next, and Geraldine. I want to call you Nurse Nancy, Geraldine, but that's because I used to have a Nurse Nancy fancy dress outfit when I was young. So it's a lot about us being able to embody other entities or other identities. So sometimes you might need to borrow a little bit if you feel like, oh, I'd love to be like so-and-so, or like people that you admire, they're giving me this as well. And you think, well, how can I be a bit more? Say you think, oh, Beyonce's got it all going on, she can go up on stage. And actually, as I'm saying that, she's like, Beyonce is a pseudonym kind of thing, like a stage name, a stage presence. So, no, because her name's Beyonce, but she does have a Sasha Fierce. That's the one that she uses. Thank you, brain. You're being called Nurse Ratchet. Oh dear, that's not very grateful. Tell me, should be calling you Nurse Nancy. That's like, my necklace is looking lush, so thank you. It's a really old one, but there you go. So thank you. It is looking lush. I'll stop explaining it and excusing it. But yes, it's an oldie but goodie. Let's put it that way. What was I saying there? I've been distracted now. Let's bring it back. Bring it back. Oh my goodness, where was I going with that? I've lost the plot. I'll come back to it. Yes, Sasha Fierce, thank you. So yeah, even Beyonce, when she goes on stage, she needs to kind of borrow a bit of Sasha Fierce's energy, because actually Beyonce herself is quite timid, and she's a bit of an introvert, but she loves to create with joy. She loves to sing and dance and get up on stage and do that. But she's not naturally like that, let's say. So when she needs to create a character, and she steps into that character in the same time as she sort of steps into her costume or steps into her spangly outfits, that she looks absolutely fabulous in and struts about. Then when she takes them off again, then she's back to being mum, or back to being the wife or the daughter or the sister or what have you. And maybe she puts her slippers on and a comfy dressing gown or a tracksuit or something, and takes all the makeup off, So we can borrow a bit of that ourselves when we want to. I know Pretty likes to, she's got like a badass energy that sometimes she has to kind of borrow a bit of that in order to get the things done that she wants to get done. So we can embody a bit of that. So like, as I say, yesterday I was at the festival where it was all the cover stars and things. And so there's a lot about this kind of energy of like, well, we know that our natural innate tendency is to be like this. Be who you want to be and kind of wear that energy for a day. So it's all very exciting, isn't it? So let us see. So 24, independence. So we've read the message from the card. about the giving and receiving. And the additional message says, are you independent to an extreme? If so, reevaluate your position. Trace the origins of this pattern of behaviour back to the source and let go of any defences that are holding you back. And it says, are you an overgiver? And I'm nodding because I know quite a few of you are overgivers in here, or are like recovering overgivers. Let's say we're practicing not being so much of an overgiver, which is really, as we say, this is what the message is about, the overall guide message. So it says, are you continually looking afterwards whilst not attending to your own needs? And I'm like, yeah, we're practicing, not doing that so much anymore. Oh, Marie, I'm forgetting about you, Marie. How can I forget about you, Marie? We had an amazing chat this week. So if you want to chat, share any of that in the comments, share what's been flowing through for you since we met the other day. Because Marie and I had a mind-blowing meeting the other day, I have to say, which was a lot of fun. So anyway, I'll let her tell you her story in the comments if she chooses to. And we'll see how the conversation continues tonight as well. Geraldine saying, never been an overgiver, just an over something. I can't see it. I'll see it in a second when it moves up. It's funny because there's a little thing in the way I can't see the final bit there. It'll, when somebody else comments and it moves up. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Marie. Just an over rescuer, right? Okay, so we get the idea. It's the same sort of principle, isn't it? That we go into rescue mode. We go into like Wonder Woman or Superwoman mode sort of thing. Rescuer, thank you. Yeah, see, because Marie did a little emoji, it moved up so that I could see it. So yes, rescuer, thank you. And that makes sense with being a nurse, with being the hospice, not matron, but you know what I mean, like the leader that you are. We can often go into that, and that's on the drama triangle, isn't it? Where we go in those positions of rescuer, victim, or persecutor, which we're all like, none of us want to be a persecutor, but we do all move into those roles, like in families, in marriages, in relationships, and colleagues, and all these sort of things. And we just don't necessarily notice that we're doing it. So, we do have a position, like you say, like your rescuer position, that's our sort of default position that we take. So Julie's saying, always give far too much. My family go mad, always buying others and not reciprocal, but love making people happy. So as long as it makes you happy as well by making other people happy, then, it's all good. But yeah, if it's to your detriment, or if you're over giving and you're being generous, and then being generous to a fault, and then you're generous in maybe your energy and your time and everything else, and you're depleted, then, that's not fulfilling your soul kind of thing. So it's finding that balance with that as well. So it says, are you continually looking after others while not attending to your own needs? So that's what we're talking about. This creates a subtle form of independence. Overgiving stops people from being able to give to you. This keeps people at a distance, inadvertently creating a sense of isolated independence. Learn to listen to your own needs and allow yourself to give others the opportunity to give to you. And it's also talking about if you're in a relationship in which someone is unhealthily dependent upon you. So it says there's a difference between relationships in which someone is genuinely dependent upon us, such as your children or loved ones who are in need, as opposed to the kind of relationship that are underpinned by guilt and obligation, in which one person feels trapped and obliged to support the other person without any of their own needs being met. And again, without saying too much, I know certainly that can be the case for some people as well, is that you feel like the other person takes and sort of drains the life out of you, and then they don't always replenish and give back to you and let you be the one that they're giving to. So it needs to be a mutual thing, doesn't it? It needs to be give and take. It needs to be a quid pro quo. So it says, if this is your situation, reevaluate your position and take steps to establish healthy boundaries which acknowledge your own needs as well as the needs of the other person. And that's so true, isn't it? So that's your guide card. So Julie, let's see what the wisdom of the oracle has to say to you that's going to add to that. And I'm going to take a little drink of juice. So I'm loving here that we've got a bit of a balance between YouTube and Facebook as well. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? So that's really our guide tonight as well. Choose love for yourself, choose joy, do things that bring you fun and bring you joy. and also allow people to do that for you as well with the giving and receiving. So let's see what the wisdom of the oracle has to say. And then I do also have, for a little bit of fun at the end, we're going to pull a sweet dreams card because these are a nice bit of fun for the end of the evening, the end of the day, the end of the week, whatever, that you can sort of set intentions overnight and then review it in the morning as well. So Julie, you've got this one, which is by the book. And it came out upside down, so that's interesting. It's number 11, which is a master manifester, and it's a magical, what do we call it? My goodness, like an angel number, a master number. So let me just have a little look in this book. I'm going to look in both of my angel number books tonight because I got guided. I'm getting a yes to do that. Because this one gives us a little bit more about the mastery of the numerology as well as like the angel number. So it says, this is a master number of manifestation. It represents mastery, wisdom, inspiration, depth, spiritual insight, worldly and spiritual power, and destiny. And I love that about destiny because that's what you were really talking about earlier on with like the Simon Squibb and with the project that you're involved in now. Like that feels like it is your destiny, and it gets to be fun, and it gets to fill your soul, and it gets to open you up to all sorts of riches and abundance and all that kind of thing. When you hold the vision and trust the process, like we're talking about earlier on, keep seeing 1111 and human design ham in 11. Well, there you go. So we'll do the number in this one, and then we'll do the guidance in here. And it's elephants rather than your giraffe, but it's elephants being kind of led by each other. So it says, you are in a state of expansion and getting to know your true self better than ever. Know you were born to shine. So we know that about you, Julie, and that's what we were talking about earlier on. It's like, right, do things for the fun of it, do things that you really want to do, and stop doing everyone else's things. Like it's like, and they give me a big yes for that. It's like, know that you're enough already. Know that you've got, like so you're getting to know your true self. Know that you've got all the tools and the skills that you need. So when you trust in that, and when you do things, when you just put something out there, like put an offer out there just for the fun of it, and go, let's just do this because it feels really good. It feels good to my soul. And then you'll show yourself what you can do. And you're like, oh, actually, I see how I took a bit of that thing, and that was great, and that helped me to do this and expand, expand my horizons, expand my possibilities, and it's helping me to reach my vision and to further my vision. So like the dream Simon Squibb thing resonates. I need more fun and joy. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's got to be your priority for sure. So let's see what the book has to say. Number 11 by the book. So, we've got the bunting there, we've got the celebration, and we've got the elephants going in 2 by 2 here, or 3 by 3. So it says, I'm going to read the essential meaning and the overall one, and then we'll do the prosperity meaning as well. And I'm getting a big yes because it feels like prosperity is really linked with this as well. For all of us, we want the prosperity meaning. So it says, abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. And I feel like, oops, okay, Marie's saying, right, okay, sorry, Julie, I'm going to read Marie's comment before it disappears. So Marie's saying, still mind blown by our session, and it will be, helpful to everybody. Lots of things came through. I had been to Jupiter Artland, taking time for me, and a signpost came up. I had to stop and tell Gwen about a photo, a signpost to Jupiter. Yeah, because I was getting a vision of a signpost on a headland, and I was like, oh, watch what the signpost means. And she's like, oh, I've got a photograph of me. Said, I've already taken the photograph of the signpost. So that was funny. And then we talked about signpost to Jupiter, and then the song Drops of Jupiter came up as Marie's saying shortly after. It came up in conversation that I used to volunteer with Food Train, and the band was Train. And it was like, and then when you read out the as you say, the song is about his mum who passed away and came to him in a dream, flying through the stars, cosmos, and you've had lots. You keep getting 3. Okay. So the comments disappeared. So I'm assuming that you've had lots of signs and lots of knowing since then, Marie. It was absolutely amazing, and I was actually in tears when she read out to me the meaning, because I've heard that song and sang along to it many times, but I've never actually known what it was about, or what, the story behind it. So I had like tears of just pure joy and pure love when Marie was reading that out to me, and the two of us, she had full body tingles, I had tears. It was just amazing. So that's why I had to stop and share that with you. So Julie's saying she keeps getting 3. So you've got like the 3 elements. So yes, the 3, that's your sign game as well, Julie. Give me a yes for that. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, which we were talking about the other week, or we're always talking about it really, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate within a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behaviour, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. And harmony is what all of our souls want. We want that harmonious family, or we want that harmonious living. We all have, like, all of our souls have a design that's like designed for harmony. And that's what we're always really seeking, isn't it? That's what we're always trying to find, whether it's like harmony within and acceptance within ourselves, or with another, etc. So it says, this is a time to learn those laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. So that's interesting. So you have to stop being a rebel, Julie, and harness your abilities with the laws. And in terms of prosperity, it says, at this time, you can expect a return on your investment. So that's great for you, because we're always saying, oh, you've invested, so much of your time, energy, and money into all the things that you've invested in over the years. And you always feel a little bit like shortchanged, of like, well, I've never had my investment back, or, like your family saying, oh, I'm giving it all away type thing. And you get a little bit frustrated with that. So, but that is also pointing to you that, like I've said to you earlier on, you've got what you need. You just need to, I'm not a rebel, but I believe I need to be. Okay. So there's a little bit of like tapping into the inner rebel needed, rather than going by the book. So that's interesting. So it says, whatever you have pursued, and I love this bit for you, be it a dream you have long cherished, and that's what we're talking about, and you're literally, that's your date with destiny, is that dream that you've long cherished. And that's the Simon Squibb thing that you've spoken about. A skill that you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you're willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. And that's the thing for you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to buy another course. You don't need to learn one more thing. You already are successful. You already have all the ingredients to be successful, kind of thing. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. So that's what, so if you admire Simon Squibb because he's achieved his dream and he's helping other people to achieve theirs, then you say, right, well, how can I embody some of his qualities, or how do I recognize that I already do embody some of his qualities? And that's what you take from that, rather than, or the other person that you were saying, oh, I've signed up for something else with her. It's like, actually, do you need that, or do you just need the free 3-day thing or whatever? And you take that and you go, oh, I'm already doing this. Right. That was what I needed. And that was as not much as you need to know. And I'm getting a big yes for that. So it says, you don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. So you're looking for inspiration and like admiration sort of thing, and going, all right, well, how are you inspiring me, or how are you reflecting back on me, who I know myself to be, kind of thing. And it says you can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works, and you will attract abundance. So that's really what we're saying to you. You know a lot of this already, and you keep sort of thinking, oh, but I still need this and I still need that. It's like, but you've got what you need, and you know what you know. So it's like proving to yourself that you know what you know and doing that. And that's what's going to bring the abundance. And having fun as well. And like I said earlier on, doing something just for the hell of it, for the fun of it. So next up, we've got Callan. So thank you, Marie, for sharing that story, because not only does it help you, and it helps others as well, because they know that's possible for them too, you know. I'm getting a big yes for that. So I love it. So thank you very much for sharing that. And I'm looking forward to catching up with your voice notes tomorrow, and everything else that you've been sharing over the weekend. So Carolyn, this is your card. So Carolyn, you've been waiting patiently, and you have got the chaos and conflict card. So we've got another master number here, which is 33. So that's interesting. So 33 is about being a master teacher. So we're going to take this one. And this applies to all of you. We're all master teachers in our expertise and our specialist subject, if you like. And that's what I help people to tap into, is what is their specialist subject. And it's usually not, pardon me, the thing that you think it is. Or it's a bit of that. Bit of this and a bit of that, I want to say. So 33. Number 3 is a master number of the master teacher, and resonates with the energies of compassion, blessings, inspiration, honesty, discipline, bravery, and courage. So this aligns with the, when I said to you earlier on, Carolyn, about, I think it was love, joy, and power you had chosen. And I was like, I would love you to know that you are already powerful, and that you have, like, you can create powerful love, you can create powerful joy. And that when you recognize that and you create with joy and you have fun and you make that your priority, that's when you'll realize and recognize just how powerful a manifester you already are, and a teacher. Because we know you're energetically powerful. We just need you to believe that and have fun with that, like we're saying to Julie as well. So number 33 tells us that all things are possible. Number 33 is also the number that symbolizes guidance. And in the Angel Numbers book, 33, and again, this will apply to a lot of other people that are watching on the sidelines, I want to say as well, watching afterwards. And it says, Master Jesus and his angels are with you. This is a sacred time for growth and healing. So how divine is that you're here tonight to get that message? And let's see what the chaos says, the chaos and conflict. So 33. So the essential message of this card, and again, I'll hold it up again so that you can see it, and so that for the benefit of anybody watching as well. So it's like a kind of a zebra that's also like masquerading as a cow or a giraffe or something else. It's a kind of a mixed up animal there. Quite magical though. And he's uncovering like his spots to reveal the stripes underneath. So it says, disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. You're listening to replay, you've got to go, just returned from holidays. Okay, and I'll message you tomorrow. So we'll get your card in a wee bit and you can go back and watch it on replay. Thanks for being with us. So back to Carolyn. And I was waiting to say something before I saw Pretty's comment there, sorry. Let's just read this and it'll come back to me. Oh yeah, the dualities, because that's what I was saying about when you've got special abilities, then actually they're usually the thing that you think, oh, I've got to mask or I've got to hide that, or like I can't possibly let people see that I'm this kind of chaotic type of person or whatever. That's actually the thing that means that you can multitask. It means that you're way more powerful than you think. So that's what I wanted to say to you about that, Carolyn. So it says, opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. I love that. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else. Facing a storm you feel you can't control, yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. And actually, as I'm reading that, I'm getting the sort of the vision of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you know, like, you're not in Kansas anymore, Toto sort of thing. So she gets caught up in the whirlwind. She gets taken to Oz to meet the wizard, and then she arrives back home to recognise that she had the power all along. So that's why we're getting given that for you. Thanks, team. It's like, where am I going with this? But I recognise that. So trust that that's like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. You're going to recognise that you've had the power all along. So yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. That's what we're talking about earlier on. Before you came on, I think, Carolyn, or when you just had commented to say that you were listening, we were talking about we've got to try new things and we've got to experiment, and we've got to, even if we think like, oh, I didn't think that worked out as I expected, or well, I thought that was going to happen, or whatever, you get something else magical. Or it might be that you get within that conflict and that apparent like chaos, you actually get clarity. You get to discern, well, is this true and important for me, or does it feel good to me, or does it help me, does it advance me towards the dream that I really desire, towards the life that I really want to create, or is it taking me further away from that? So you always gain something out of the situation, out of that reordering, as it's saying, and it provides you with that different way to see things. So look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. And the prosperity message says, circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so that you can find the real path to your prosperity. And again, I love that for you. Yes, it's a stormy time and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn, but be reassured that there is a divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work out is being taken from you so the truest parts of yourself remain. So it's like I say, like, it might be that you're thinking, oh, I didn't get to have that, or that, you know, what's happened to this? But it's like, actually, it wasn't true and important, and it wouldn't have brought you joy, or it's not bringing you the pleasure that you thought it once did, or whatever. So you're being shown what really is, and you're getting shown your true power. And so those, you know, truest parts remain, as it says. The events occurring now are essential for your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear that way now. In time, you will know this to be true. And of course, if you're the master teacher, which the numbers saying you are, then you know you teach what you learn, and you learn what you teach, and you'll be taught by the circumstances just now. So let me know how that resonates for you, Carolyn, and we'll move on to Geraldine, who's up next. So let's see what lovely Geraldine, Nurse Nancy, I'm going to say, not Nurse Ratched, Nurse Nancy. So if you're getting called Nurse Ratched, Geraldine, does that mean that you're a bit overly firm, or you're a bit like, as your bedside manner, a bit fierce? Are you a bit Sasha fierce, and that's why he's calling you that? Or hopefully it's just all in jest, I'm sure. Oh, it's a daisy, right. Geraldine, your card has gone under the settee, so excuse me a second. A little bit of chaos, like we've just been talking about, but we've got it. Thank you. Yes, sounds about right just now. Okay, glad to hear it. So hopefully that you can sleep on that, and we'll get you a sweet dreams card, or we'll get a sweet dreams card for all of us to finish off, and that might help you to resolve it in your dreams as well. So you've got Imagine, Geraldine. So we've got the imagination energy, and it's number 20. And so actually there's there's a sort of new moon there, and there's a wee, can you sort of see that person? If I hold it up here, there's like a person reaching up in the middle of the card there, and lots of beautiful rays of light energy. So lots of kind of magical energy in that card as well. So number 20, right. We're looking for the angels. He was just joking, only because I've taken control of his medicines. All right, I'll go trip. Well, somebody's got to. That's you know, that's what your role is, to control the medicines and make sure it doesn't do himself a mischief. So it's all for his own good. So number 20 says, your angels are congratulating you on taking steps towards growth and expansion. You have a deeper connection to your soul now. And I'm like, I love that. I love the deeper connection to your soul. And let's see what the book has to say. So, and did you say you were having to take some time off work as well to do it, like just, or even maybe just this week or whatever, just until he gets kind of bedded in, as it were? Um, so that's not a bad thing either, is it? If we get to see the benefits of that and kind of see the possibilities of that for yourself. Obviously, when you're not running after Stuart all the time, but Um, so Imagine says essential meanings: turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and imagery and sorry, imagery and feelings. Sorry, I had to read that about 3 times before I could actually get the right word. Because I was saying imagination energy, I kept on tripping on that word. So it's the power of aligning imagery and feelings. So obviously visualization. So, what it's reminding me of is that one of my clients that went to one of the one of the first immersive days that we did, rather, a couple of years ago. I met her recently for a walk and talk. We had a catch up. And she was telling me how 2 years ago she did the first immersive day that we did in Larbert here, and we did a timeline exercise, and she visualised the life that she's leading now, and that was mind blowing to me when we met up that day. And she told me that everything she wanted. She was a teacher then. She was still working in education. She was very frustrated. She had physical ailments and all sorts of things when she first came to me. And she had a lot of stress, and she was like, it was manifesting as illness, as like gut issues and things like that. When she did the 3-month program, she let go of a lot of that. And then when she came along to the immersive day, which was afterwards, like I thought a top up for her, she was able then to visualize getting out of the school and doing a job that she loves and doing what she desires in life. And now she's left the education completely. She's a mindfulness coach for kids. She's doing what she absolutely loves. She's feeding her soul. She does it part-time. She gets to go and do her archery courses. She does her art. She's absolutely making a huge impact on the kids and having creative play with them and stuff like that feeds her soul. And she recognized that what she imagined 2 years ago is the life she's now living now, that she's literally made it come true by taking action and taking the right steps and so on. And she's done a few things with me, like every kind of 6 months or so, or once a year or something. So Geraldine's saying yes, a couple of weeks, and possibly need more. So so enjoy that couple of weeks and see that, like, let your imagination run riot and see that as your kind of trying to retirement in advance kind of thing, I want to say. So I was telling you that story for a reason, that you can, you can walk the timeline on your imagination, and you can add to that. So the power of the imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. Well, we know that you're a creative lady, so that we know. Need to go, battery dying. No problem, Julie. You've had your message anyway. So we'll see you soon. Thank you. So the Oracle's message says, who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You are gifted with the power to imagine, and you are gifted with the power, because we know that you're a very gifted, energetically as well. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is a time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. That's what we've been talking about all night. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations, and imagine those things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. And then the prosperity message for you says, this is a powerful time to get clear on how you create your prosperity, what it means to you to be prosperous, and what attributes you need to develop in yourself to make things happen. Who do you need to be to live out your dreams? Can you imagine the kind of life you desire? I have a guided imagery I use it with clients. Need to take some, well, exactly. And often what we teach and what we do naturally for others is what we need to apply to ourselves. So you need to maybe guide yourself. And have you got it recorded or something? Give me a big yes for that, so that you could you record it so that you can listen to it as like a guided meditation for yourself or something like that. Feels like that would be a good thing for you to do. So yes, can you imagine the life of the life you desire? Really imagine it without holding back the sheer force of your powers of creativity. If you can envision it, you can have it. Get ready for prosperity is waiting for you to claim it now. Act as if your dreams really will come true. And actually now I'm getting really hot. So it's like that's a kind of sign of energy shifting as well. It's like, ooh, your team are coming in to help you there. So I love that for you. So get poised for greatness there. So Marie, we'll do your card and then we'll finish up with Bridges because she's had to go as well. So we'll do Marie's card and then we'll do a wee, we'll pull Pretty's one and we'll do a wee Sweet Dreams one as well for all of you who are here live tonight. So thank you for joining me both on YouTube and on Facebook. It's been a lot of fun. So we're changing things up. We're trying some different things. And like we're saying, we're visualising the life that we want, the life we desire. So you use different ones and have been asked to record them for people. So so maybe that could be a wee prosperity, a wee kind of money spinner for you as well, of like recording them and selling those as a wee sideline. And the added benefit is you get to do it for yourself as well. And I'll give me a big yes for that. So enjoy that. So, and actually I did used to do some of those as well. You're welcome, Darren. So if you want one from me, then let me know. I could vote to Daisy. Half the deck's falling out because Marie's dad is here. So we've got the round and round card for you. Let me tidy up the rest of them. So yeah, if you want to reach out and get me to do one for you, then I'm more than happy to do that for you. You'll be manifest your desires recording. So it's 25, it's round and round, so it's the kind of spiral. And actually, just noticed it's actually the spiral, the visual imagery that's on the back of the card is that shell. So it might be that shells are a sign for you this week in the sign game. So just notice that. So there's a person in the middle of this spiral here, in the middle of the shell. So, and I know that obviously your thoughts can spiral from time to time, but your thoughts can spiral on the positive and the downward. You know, they can go upwards as well as down sort of thing. So we're trusting in that ability. So we want the 25 first, and then we'll get the round and round. Pardon me. So it says, your angels want you to trust that all your hard work and commitment will pay off. Soon you will, soon you will enjoy the fruits of your labour. So I love that for you because obviously, you know, you've done a lot of the hard work in terms of your project work and your art and all that sort of thing. And even like your Instagram and those kind of things. So it's like, you're going to see, and then give me a big yes for that, you're going to see now how that's going to pay off in magical ways. So it says, essential meanings, the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. And that's exactly where you're at right now, isn't it? So it says, the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level. So that's back to your, you know, your cliff top, that perspective with the being the beacon and having the lighthouse and having the, you know, the signpost that's pointing to Jupiter or pointing to wherever you want to go. It's taking that higher perspective again, that higher ground, isn't it? It says, so let me just read that again. The truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down onto your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. And of course, that's what you're doing. And you do that, you know, reverse treasure trail and see like, oh, I see why that had to happen to lead to that, to lead to that, to lead to that. And actually, these are all good things. It's just those things didn't feel good in the moment. And we know how that works for you as well, because we've got evidence, we've got, you know, past results to go from, sort of thing. So it says, if you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. So it's a bit like we were talking about the other day, how that thing that happened at the beginning of the week that felt awful, or the end of last week that felt awful, actually is going to lead to prosperity in some way at some time. And it might be that it happens next week, next month, next year. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to take the lessons from it and see where that leads you, like we were talking about, and you'll continue to get guidance for that. So like you'll turn it into like you'll use the alchemy to turn it into gold kind of thing. Um, so yeah, this is a perfect time for you to look at deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. And that's what we saw the other day, wasn't it? We had that real vision and we recognised, okay, when we all come together, then we can create a higher vision, we can create something bigger, we can create something, a community, an excitement, an event, or something else. And so we've already had a bit of an essence of that, haven't we? So it says, repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. And as I say, remember that you can equally, when you get into the positive and you get into that cycle and you get into the higher energy, the round and round can go up the way and it can be like exciting energy as well. So you've got the ability to do that as well. So I love that for you. So we'll finish up with Pretty's message, which again, any of you who are here live will take something from that as well. And then we'll do a sweet dreams for us all to round us off. So if you're watching on YouTube and even though you've not had your own message live, trust that you will get the message that you need to receive from these other messages that we've had. For everyone else, you'll have the message from the independence, from the guide card, and you'll have your own, what I've said to someone else will apply to you guys as well who are watching the replay. And you'll have taken something away from it just by absorbing it and hearing it. And that's how, we set the intention. That's how the magic works. That's how the Gwen effect works, is that it'll resonate with you. Something that we've said or something that someone has written here or commented on will spark something in you, and that your guides will be able to share that with you. And I'm loving this because some cards flew on the floor, but the one that flipped over is the one that I was talking about the other night, the 27, exchanging gifts. So that's the one that I got the other day, and I think we started off at the when we're talking about the giving and receiving with this. That was where I was talking about having got this message the other day in another group. So it might be that Pretty got that message the other day as well, because she's in that other group as well. So it might be that you're getting this twice, Pretty. So you can let us know about that, or you can let me know about that on Tuesday when I speak to you directly. So the 27, which is keeps coming up for me, and actually is my door number as well. So it's like my lucky number kind of thing. So it says, you are being given signs that your prayers are being heard. Trust that God's plan is unfolding as it needs to. So that's perfect. And it's the exchanging gifts card. So we'll hold that up again so that you can see so she's kind of like a Jack in the Box, this sort of like fairy, or she's jumping out of the box and she's got a wee lucky cat there as well in the image. And she's sort of sharing her gifts with the world, surprising and delighting herself while she does it, I would say, and get the yes for that. So essential meanings: the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them, yet in order to honour them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. And it's like we were saying earlier on, you do and try to control things, and don't let your team send you the messages or work with you, and you feel like you've got to control all the outcomes, or that you don't let yourself receive that guidance and receive the support and the help, then you won't get the results that you want, sort of thing. If you're over giving and not allowing yourself to receive, then um, that's when it doesn't work. So it needs to be the yin and yang. That's what we're trying to say. It needs to be a balance and a harmony of both. And the prosperity message says, all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you might have not have been anticipating. So that's a surprise and delight element. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals. And I think, again, Pretty's been getting a lot of signs this week while she's been on holiday. So I'm excited to hear about that next week. Aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. So like that, it's saying, like, so when you do something for the love of it, for the joy of it, and just putting goodness out into the world, that goodness comes back to you tenfold, and that's your receiving part of the equation. So share your gifts and allow the gifts to be showered back upon you. And within the 27th. So yeah, the only thing we have to do now, because we know that Pretty's not here to comment back, is we're going to pull a Sweet Dreams card. So these cards I tend to use for myself. I got them recently and I use them at the end of the day, but tonight we're going to do it for everyone. And so they're just a nice little card, nice little simple message. And it says how to use the card. So I'm just going to tell you this. So it says, simply choose a card and read the message before you go to sleep or on waking to bring insight to a particular question, or simply let the card be your guiding light towards peace, light, and love. Your dreams will guide you during your waking life to connect with your deepest emotions, to inspire, heal, and to manifest all that you wish for. So I thought that'd be a nice way to round off. And again, it's like a card for the collective as well. And so you can sort of put it into your journal, you can journal on it, you can not put it under your pillow, but you know what I mean? You could write it down and put it under your pillow if you want to amplify the message. And you can also sort of, see what happens when you awake as well. So you can, use them in your own way. And here's the card flipped over. So we've got this one, which is Divine Dream, which that seems very divinely timed with the messages we've had tonight. And it says, I am divinely guided. Excuse me, my intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. So you can all set that intention before you go to bed tonight, that your intuition will show you through your dreams. It'll be divinely guided. You'll wake up with an overnight knowing when you get up in the morning, or even if you don't wake up with the overnight knowing, you'll have a sense of what you dreamed about, and then it will become clear throughout the rest of the day, the week, what have you. And again, you can ask your team to play the sign game with you and give you the evidence of it, and to help you, make sense of it. So I love that. So I'll read it one more time. Just before we go and say goodnight. And some of you might be going to bed soon, I don't know. Maybe you're early bedders. So, Divine Dream. I am divinely guided by my intuition. I'm divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. So that's a beautiful way to finish off for you all. So and I can share that in the group afterwards so that we can all see it, and the main one as well. So do let me know how you enjoyed your readings tonight, how that supported you. And if you're watching on replay, like some people are going to come back and read the rest of, hear the rest of theirs or hear their message afterwards, give me a hashtag replay and let me know what your message was, what your aha moment was. You're welcome. Thank you for all the hearts. And let me know what your divine dreams are or what your messages are if you get something exciting in your dreams. So whether you're on Facebook watching this on replay, whether you're on YouTube watching us on replay and getting these messages, and trust that they will be divinely guided, they will be divinely timed for you, and you'll get something from it whether you were here live or not. Do give me a hashtag replay and let me know in the comments what your team showed you, what evidence you get, what manifestations you get, what sweet dreams that you get, what aha moments you get or revelations, and any wins and intentions that come from these divine dreams, these sweet dreams, and from all these messages. So thank you for playing with me tonight. Thank you for watching, for joining me live and co-creating with me, co-creating with Joy. Go and co-create your week with Joy. And yeah, I'd love to hear afterwards what your biggest takeaway was. So I look forward to reading those comments and receiving your messages throughout the week. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye for now. See you again soon.